Hey, what's up everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome to another MX vs ATV Reflex track review, where today we will be taking a look at the 2016 AMA SX Round 5 at Glendale. And before I start, I just want to say these sets of things that I have, that Honda right there, is the HRC Honda made by Danger Dude 119. The helmet I'm wearing is a Ryan Dungey Team Captain America replica. Why did I say Team Captain America replica? But it came in a helmet pack that was also made by Danger Dude 119. And the gear is a 2017 Fox Flex Air Sika made by Steven Graphics. So thanks to them for coming through. And today we are gonna do 10 laps on this here Supercross track. A track that I went to in real life. Props, by the way, for the awesome image they have of Jeff Emig and Ralph Shaheen on the big screen, which you'll see when I turn around and face the other direction. But I digress. The first thing that I will say about this particular track, built by C4Detonator and built by KidZorro, he said KidZorro helped him out a lot with it, is just how amazingly built this stadium is. I went to this race IRL this year, and this stadium is freaking amazing how well they did with it. I think the track could be a little better, but it's still a fun track, but the stadium itself is awesome. And there's that picture of Ralph and Jeff in the booth with their eyes looking like they're high, pretty much. Oh. Can't seem to get that triple right there. But this whole section going outside of the stadium is built really well. I got to go down and experience that area right behind the stadium right there, so I know exactly what that's supposed to look like, and it's pretty spot on. And yeah, I can't believe how well built this stadium is. It looks really, really dang good. And I think that even the coloring that they have in the seats, which is the seats at the bottom, very, very bottom level, are white, and then going up they start turning red, as you can kind of see in different areas. I think they're supposed to make a design, but I can't remember what it was. But even that, that's paying attention to some serious details that C4 and KidZorro did. So I'm pretty astounded by that. Obviously, the track is supposed to be the main part that we're talking about and reviewing, but I just wanted to touch on the fact that that stadium, it looks amazing. It looks very, very close to what I remember it looking like when I was there. So, kudos, guys. Well done on that. Now to the point of me actually being at this race this year. I went for verbmoto.com, as I usually go to most Supercross races for, covering the event live for them and etc. And it was a very cool experience. Got to hang out with our photographer Matt Rice most of the day. Hung out with Freddie Norin a little bit, and met a couple people up in the press box that I hadn't met before, so they're all really cool. And it was my first ever Supercross that I'd been to in Arizona, which I thought was kind of crazy because I live in California, and Arizona is not close, but it's not terribly far away or anything like that. Phoenix is only, pardon the plane outside, but Phoenix is only a 6-hour drive, maybe. On a bad day, it's a 6-hour drive. And so I actually drove into Tucson to stay with my friend Zach, who's on SYS Racing and MX Simulator, Zach Dupuy. He lives in Tucson. And drove into Tucson and picked him up immediately. I drove in on Friday at about noon, maybe I got there, maybe a little bit before noon, so I left my house at 6 a.m. or so, and picked Zach up, and then we immediately turned around and went 2 hours or so north into Phoenix, and went to Industry Day at Rainbow Studios, because every year before the Phoenix Supercross, Rainbow Studios has an Industry Day, and I did a video on that, by the way, so if you want to check that out, if you haven't already, it's called Behind the Scenes with Rainbow Studios, and it's on our channel. So you too can see what I learned about there and whatnot. But before that, we met up with Checkers, aka Chris Riesenberg, who used to live in Phoenix and worked at Rainbow Studios, and he guided us to where we wanted to go. and then he introduced me to a myriad of people at Rainbow Studios that wouldn't have probably cared too much to talk to me if it wasn't for knowing Checkers, but they all knew him, so they were really excited to see him again, and they're all super nice to me because I was with him. So that was a cool experience. But then this race itself, obviously Roxon won it, and I'm wearing basically a Roxon setup. Obviously I'm not wearing his helmet. I'm wearing a Red Bull helmet, but Ryan Dungey wore this helmet at the Las Vegas finale earlier this year. And I'm wearing Garnet boots, which Roxon wears the Fox boots. But I have his Flex Air Sika and the HRC Honda that he's now on, so very Roxon-esque setup going. But yeah, this was Roxon's first race win of the season, and he killed it. Eli Tomac was terrible in the whoops that night. Ryan Dungey got a bad start, and it was Roxon, Dungey, Tomac 1, 2, 3. And that night was also Christian Craig's first career 250 main event win, so I was there for two very cool races. And I worked up in the press box while my friend Zach stayed down and watched. I think he was on the second level. Actually, yeah, he was. He was like right below the press box. I remember leaning over and waving at him. He was with Jay Andrew, who some of you may know from MX Simulator, who builds a lot of different tracks and built the KTM, built a Kawasaki at one point. Pretty good modeler and designer and stuff like that, and he flew all the way from Australia pretty much just to come to Phoenix Supercross, and he stayed with Zach and I in Tucson. So very, very fun weekend and stuff like that in Phoenix, and I really enjoyed this track, this unique layout, and I'm excited that they're going to go there again this coming year. But it won't go out of the stadium this year, or sorry, next year I guess, but it feels like it's going to be this year already because we're only 2 months away or so from the first race of the season, so I feel like it's this year already. But they won't go out of the stadium. They'll go like underneath the end of the stadium where like the start gate is, way back behind me now, but that's as far as they'll go. And yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. But this track, by the way, which I haven't done a whole lot of talking about, there's a few areas that I think they could fix. One being that right there. For some reason, I don't know if it's just my poor playing ability or it's really just not perfect, but nobody seems to get tabletops in Reflex very good. I'm not sure if that's just, like I said, my poor playing ability or if it really is just a building thing. But it's pretty hard to do it in Sim to make on-off sections work. And I can understand it not working as well in Reflex either, but I still think that in some shape or form people have to make it work, and I just don't feel like that first section does. Neither does this last section really either. I'm supposed to be able to go triple here, which I'm struggling with, and then I would triple and triple into the corner, but I have to go on off, and that table makes me clip every single time because it doesn't give you enough pop. So I think that there's just like a couple things wrong with this track that if he was really wanting to like fix it up, you know, it could be a little bit better. But it's still a really good track. It's not a bad track by any stretch of the imagination. But I just like to kind of point out the things that I feel are not perfect with it. So if these people do end up watching the video, they know maybe what to look at. And any of you also watching the video may know, if you download the track, what you can expect going in, instead of just like, oh my gosh, he was like doing this section no problem and now I'm sucking on it. It must be built terribly. But the actual like layout and design and everything, it's built pretty damn close. That section leaving the stadium was actually more sandy, so that's a little bit off, but I won't hold them to it necessarily. And then I also, because I did it the first lap, but I haven't been able to do it since, that section to my left right now where it's after the Supercross triple, and then there's like a little roller, and then 3 singles, the table, and another single. In real life, they're popping off that little roller after the triple, and like tripling onto the table then after that. So that in terms of real life is built a little bit wrong, because I wasn't able to, like, I'm not even getting close. Maybe the aliens that play this game are getting close, but I don't know many aliens that play this game like I know in Sims, so I don't know. But just pointing some things out. Other than that, I really like this whoop section, how like big and deep it's built. That's exactly how it was built at the actual Phoenix Supercross. And it almost bit Eli Tomac bad a couple times. He saved a couple really bad near crashes. And then I already pointed out I like how it goes out of the stadium like this. He made those inside lines bumpy, so it's like you can't just rail the insides and be fine. Let me see if I can triple this and then get the triple now. Nope, still no. How did I get it? I don't understand what I'm doing differently. I'm just sucking. What else is new? But yeah, I mean, this track, super fun. I'm done talking about how super fun this track is because I'm just enjoying playing it. I have not taken this inside rut yet, and I just blew it, so I'll have to try that again next time. What I could say, though, is that I'm probably one of the very few people in the world, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, I'm just saying what happened, that has played this track in Sim, in Reflex, and in MX vs. ATV Supercross Encore. As you probably know, a lot of the or the Encore people, the Rainbow Studios people, they do the like virtual track maps each week for Monster Energy Supercross, and they were setting it up to do it for Phoenix, and for the people that came out for Industry Day, they had it like playable for the people that were there for Industry Day. So I played it, and it was actually there as part of a contest they were doing, which whoever of the industry people could lay down the fastest lap on the Phoenix Supercross track in MX vs. ATV Supercross would win $500. And guess who won $500? And nice enough of them to send a free hoodie with it, none other than yours truly. So I did not do a very good lap. My lap that I did on this game is actually better than the lap I did in Encore, but as I think a lot of you probably know, not too many people in the motocross media scene are into video games like I am, I would say, I guess. And so yeah, I mean, I can for a fact say that a couple guys from Feld Entertainment were there and they played it. Tyler Berriman was there for DC Shoes and he played it. I don't know if Guy B from Vital played it, but he was there. And then whoever else came, I don't know who all came, but some other people did, and I'm sure that they put a lap down, but I don't remember what laps they did. My lap time was like a 1:11.2, and it ended up being fastest, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm super thrilled to win, but that was like the easiest $500 ever. But hey, I'm not complaining. They put up the competition, and I won the competition fair and square, so I was pumped on that. Just saying. So I guess what I'm trying to point out is that I guess I'm a little bit more familiar with this track than just Sim. Now playing it in Reflex, I obviously am already picking up the lines pretty quick for the most part, but I knew how to play it before from Sim, and then went to Phoenix and played it at Rainbow Studios for Encore, and apparently was the fastest person that day. Although technically I wasn't the fastest person there. There's like some kid that Stefan Roncada had flown out from France that's like a godsend at that game. And I forget what his name is. I want to say it's Hugo, but I could be wrong. And he was there and he was laying down like, so I did a 111. This kid was laying down like 101s. And Roncada could only get into like the 105s. And he's pretty good at the game. But because he wasn't like technically part of the industry or there for Industry Day, they made him ineligible to win it. And I mean, he was already there in America to go to the Phoenix Supercross with the Rainbow guys because they flew him out there. So they kind of looked at it as like you're already here, there's no need to like give you more money and stuff like that. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this edition of Reflex Track Reviews, where I played the 2016 Glendale Supercross, round 5 of the AMA Supercross Championship. If you guys liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Give us your feedback, etc. And we hope to see you guys in another Reflex track review. But for Kellen Brower here on Start Your Systems, we'll see you guys later.